Hey, welcome back. So, guys, as part of the today's session, let us see a brief overview on a module. So, what I am doing right now here is I'm creating a 10 script.js where in which I just want to write down some information about this module and I just want to create the code inside that. So, the first and a foremost thing that rises in our mind, so Surendra, what exactly this module is? So, guys, if you clearly observe so far, we are creating the content in a single file. Whenever you start working on your automation testing, the reason is we are more focused about our automation testing. Consider that when you start working on your automation testing, it's really difficult for us to manage multiple lines of a code in a single file, right? So, in a simple terms, we can say that instead of putting everything in a single file, okay, instead of putting everything in a single file, you can use the module concept wherein which you can perform a separation of a code into separate files considering one module for one functionality. Okay, so maybe I can say that the modules in a simple terms, we can say that connecting to a database may be a kind of a module that you can create it and later you can import it and you can use it. Okay, so what is the beauty with this one? This makes our code much more organized and easier to maintain. Okay, and a module is a file that contains the code to perform a specific task. And of course, a module may contain a variable, a function, or even a classes also we can have in a module. So immediately a question that comes in our mind, Surendra, we are just writing down the code in a single file. What is the benefit of this particular module, right? We need to know, right? If at all we are learning something, we should understand the benefits, right? So what is the benefit of using this module? In a simple terms, we can say that whatever the code base that we are preparing right now, would be easier for us to maintain it whenever it does has in a module because different codes have a different functionalities and every functionality is in a different file so that by looking into the file we can easily understand and we can easily maintain it rather than maintaining everything in a single file. If we have a multiple files, that's easy, right? So database is in one module, Jira connectivity is in one module, Teams connectivity is in another module, like that. If you have a multiple modules, you can easily look into it and you can easily maintain it rather than maintaining all these things in a single file. And moreover, it makes the code much more reusable. You can define a module and you can use it in n number of times as per your need. Okay, you can define a simple module and you can use it as per the needs that you want. Okay, so how exactly we are gonna deal with this module? So the simple thing that you are gonna do right now here is let me create a function. So function, okay, so okay, greeting message. Okay, function greeting message. So here console.log and I'm just giving it as hello user. Okay, this is the traditional function that we have. So in order to convert it into a module, you just need to use an export keyword. So you just need to use it and export a keyword. So with this particular export, this whole chunk would be converted into a module. Wherever you want, you can use an import and then you can use it. Okay, that's fine. So let me create a new file. I'm doing it as 11 script.js. And here, what you need to import, we need to import that particular module. So here, import what you need to import from that particular module. What is the function that you have in that particular module? Import greeting message. So here, I want to import the greeting message. From where you want to import this particular greeting message? I want to import it from this file, which is the 10 script.js file. From the 10th script.js file, whatever the greeting message function is there, just import it. Okay, just import it. Now, what you need to do here, directly we can call that a greeting message here, as we have already imported, and the greeting message does has this particular console.log. So when I run this particular file, see here, it should print that particular greeting message, which is a hello user greeting message, got to print it down to the console. That's fine. So, but instead of using this a simple greeting message, right? So what I'm doing right now here is, let me create a one more function. Okay. What we can do, login user. Okay, login user, and we are giving a name. Okay, so what it's gonna do right now, it's gonna return, okay, it's gonna return hello. Okay, it's gonna return a hello, and whatever the name that we are passing, we just need to get that particular name. So ideally here, in order to get this particular chunk, right, so we just need to use this tick, right? So let us use this particular tick. So hello, this one. Okay, hello, this one. That's perfectly all right. This is a returning, so which is a login user. And in the 11th program, along with the greeting messages, what you need to use out over there, we just need to use the login user. Okay, we just need to use the login user, comment it out, and simply call the login user. And for this particular login user, you need to give Surendra or any name as an input. And when you run this particular function, and if you look at this particular output, okay, so why? Okay, let me save it. Login user. Okay, the login user return hello. Okay, so it's just returning that. We just need to print it, right? As and when it is returning, we just need to print it. So here, console.log, this is the chunk. Okay, and now when I run this particular program, whatever the value is there, which is a hello, followed by the name that we have a given, would be used. So the ultimate chunk that you need to consider for this module is, you need to use an export there, and you need to use an import here, where exactly you want to use it. Okay, where exactly you want to use it. So here, if you observe, earlier we were using a simple greeting message as a function. Now we were importing a multiple chunks from the same file, hence I have used a comma separated. So if at all you have the information in a separate file, you can put it in a new line import, and you can do that. So it's up to you basically. So as both the greeting message and a login users are from the same function, hence I have used it in this particular way. Okay, hence I have used it in this particular way. Okay, perfectly all right. So this is the way how exactly we can use it, guys. Okay, so we can use an export, and we can also use this import starting, and we can use it from an automation testing perspective. We do have a predefined modules that we will be importing it, and we will be using it. Anyways, we will look at it in the upcoming sessions. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.